I'm going to talk about file naming structures for competition entries. It's something that sometimes causes a little bit of confusion, and some people do some of the things required but not all. So I'll show you 2 or 3 different ways to do it. Supposing this image here of Chris from one of the Camera Club studio nights is ready for saving. Ordinarily I would export it. Find the correct folder to put it in. And then I would change the title. So titles have to be started with your initials. I recommend 3 initials if you've got them. There are 2 or 3 members with similar initials. For instance, I know at the moment we've got two members with JT and 2 members with JD. So if you've got 3 initials, that can help to separate them out. So let's call this the Punisher. Now, what I recommend is you have your initials in capitals and then a dash and then the title. If you've got different words or more than one word, I would separate them with an underscore. The rules say that you can use spaces or you don't need to put spaces at all. You could just have the Punisher with the capitals delineating the new words. But I think it looks a little easier to read if you put an underscore rather than a space, because spaces can cause some issues, particularly when you're emailing the files and they've got to go into different computer presentation software for the competitions. So that's how I would recommend you saving your file. Now that's the first part. The other part is that the file itself has to have the title and the author, and those details are contained in the EXIF data, which is extra information encoded into the file information that goes along with the picture. A lot of people will save the file. There's the one that we've just saved, the Punisher, but it won't have the correct information or all of the information that you need, particularly for the software that runs the competitions, because it looks for the author as well as the title. So for instance, in Photoshop, you can do it in file info. So file info there. This contains all the information. Now you can see this particular file has already got some information in it, and that's because the keywords were entered into Lightroom when I imported the file originally, and the author and copyright information that's come straight from my camera. Now some cameras have the facility in one of the menus at the back for you to go in and add your name, contact details, copyright information, so that every photograph that camera produces is already stamped with that information before it leaves the camera. So that's where this is coming from. You can see that that's a little bit out of date because I haven't changed it. I forgot to change it last year and I haven't changed it this year. And the author is already embedded into the information, but it needs a title. The title of the image isn't GLN the Punisher. The title is the Punisher. So, and this is the information that the software, the competition software reads. So I would title that as the Punisher. Make sure the author details are in there, and then save it. And then obviously you would then need to export it again, so that information is saved. And it was the Punisher. replace that. And if we go to the Explorer, go down to Properties and go across to Details, you'll see that it's now showing as title The Punisher, and author, which was already in there, was Gary Neeson. So that is this section here, and this little bit here is what the competition software reads, so it knows who the author is and what the correct title is. Another way that I sometimes do it is through my sort of image browser software. This particular one is ACDC Ultimate. What I use this for generally is to drag files into Photoshop. So I'll have this open on one screen and I'll drag the files across into Photoshop, which will be on my main screen. Now I can't show you that because I haven't got two screens in the screen capture software. But this is another way to do it. So in this particular software, I will go to View and open up the Properties, and here is all the EXIF information that gets stored when the camera takes a picture. It was taken at 1/60th, f5.6, that was the camera, and that was the lens, but we don't want that information, we want the IPTC info. So we've got a different picture here, which at the moment is IMG 8346 outline. So I could change the title here to Punisher outline, and the creator's already there because, as I mentioned earlier, the camera already encodes that directly when the picture is shot. But those are the two pieces of info you need, and then you would just apply that, and then that image is now got these embedded into it. And the probably the simplest way to do it is through the File Explorer. So let's have a look at this one here. And if we go down to Properties and we want the details, you'll see that author is already there, but the title isn't. So let's put the title as Don't Point That Thing at Me. And then OK that. And then I would still need to change the image, so let's call it GLN don't underscore point underscore that underscore thing underscore at underscore me, and then enter that. So now that image has got all the information that the computer software needs for the competitions, correctly named with initials and the title, and then with the title that the competition software will show, and the author, and that's all you need to do. I presume the Mac has a similar facility where you can go into some kind of file browser and change the properties, but that's probably the simplest thing to do, whether you do it right at the end or whether you do it in Photoshop or in another image browser. It makes no difference as long as you've got those three things: the correct title for the print, for the image, the author, and the title that will come up on the screen when it is shown.